Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure in my game showcase series. I originally had done a game showcase for this game, but I did it for the Toxicity DLC, so this time I'm going to do it for the original planet. So I was also going to start a playthrough at the same time. And yeah, I'm actually going to custom it. And the main thing is, I'm gonna slow things down. So we're gonna go to 10% speed. That's all. Why is this at that? Let's just make this normal. But yeah, there's no real reason to unlock all of this because, like, we're just gonna play normal but slower. That's all. That's my plan. This shouldn't affect the showcase of it too much, even though it will kind of slow it down, but like I'm gonna be showing like how you'd approach this anyway. So yeah, we're going to head on in there and have a good time.
Emergency. Correct your trajectory. Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of the world. You'll need to generate O2, heat and pressure. First reach 175,000 terraforming integer and create a blue atmosphere. So yeah, let's figure out what we need to progress. So in here you got some food, you got some water, you got an oxygen thing. So we're gonna need to build basically at least most of this. So the first thing we're gonna need is some iron, 3 iron, 2 cobalt, a magnesium. So 3 magnesium and 2 silicon. So yeah, that's basically it. Get out here and start mining up adventurous stuff. We should be able to find a lot of what we need. Just make sure you head back before you're in trouble. That's all I will say. Okay, so we're full. Now, I did set it to be 10% progress on terraforming insects, but that's not as difficult as it sounds like it is for a few reasons. Because then the answer is just you make more. That's all. Okay, we already got more materials landing in. Okay, so let's look at what else we need. Magnesium. Yeah, so we need the silicone and 2 magnesium and then anything else that we want. there it is. For a second, I lost our spot. That's okay. We'll make it back in time. Yeah, I know you're very upset. So we need another magnesium. And that'll be the end of the basic upgrades. So that's basically how the beginning loop of the game is you basically want to build this starting equipment and put it in your body. But then you have to figure out where you want to go and build. So when you push up the Q button, you got a whole list of things you do. And look at this, now they have a different organization. This wasn't here before, I think. But yeah, we're gonna build a little base out there. So my first recommendation is you don't want to build in this basin too much because it'll eventually be underwater. This map has a lot of water in the end game, so if you do build under there, that whatever you build is going to be inaccessible after a certain point. So you got to consider where you do want your stuff to be. So if you're wondering about where the water level is, it's going to be about this height. Like this overlooks the lake. That's what we're gonna do for now. So you're gonna want to make a crafting station because there's recipes that'll show up in this that didn't show up in the original that you had in the other one. Specifically, this exoskeleton. Now that's going to enable you to expand the number of modules you have. Now we had a meteor storm, but we weren't really in a place to go capitalize on it. But they happen periodically, like they're pretty much a source of infinite resources over time. I kind of wish you could stack them. These don't let you build them vertically. Yeah, I'm just getting us some basic resources and then clearing out some space around where we're building. And then we'll start building out the actual resources that we need. And yeah, the number one thing you'll need is just a bunch of iron. So I recommend going around and just picking up any iron. Titanium's good too. But you do need a little bit of a mix of everything. Alright. So there is like a list of steps in the top left that give you an idea of what you want to do. And tearing down stuff is about as easy to do as it is to make it, so don't feel too bad about slapping some stuff down. And for those who are wondering why I slow down the progression a lot intentionally, it's because I always feel like once you get going, everything happens too fast. Yeah, because usually what happens on like a standard playthrough is I will build like 4 of each machine and it will just happen inside of like maybe like 20-30 hours. You don't have to even do any more interacting with the game. It kind of just finishes itself. So by expanding it like I did, it means I might actually have to build a more interesting network, you know? That's my theory. And you don't die the second you run out of resources, by the way, so you don't have to be too scared of that. You can craft water whenever you need to. Okay, so what else can we build? Well, need ice and magnesium. So this game has a really cool mechanic where as you build your way through the terraformation stuff, you both unlock items to build, and the world visibly changes. Let that do its thing. We're gonna go do a run back to the beginning and get that plant that's in there. Granted, if you really want better stuff, you do also have to open these up. And we will open up some. Like, this is better than what we had in there. And I'll just might as well eat the food. Honestly, you might as well just open up most of the treasure you get, although the treasure doesn't technically exist until you open it, so it's kind of instant. So like whenever you open it, it gives you loot based on where you are in the terraformation tree. Why are you telling me this? I guess they added a little tutorial to this. That's cute. Iron and silicone. This is likely to trigger a power outage soon. Yeah, it's a little hard to see like where the meteors landed, so until you start clearing stuff up, you just kind of look for things that are out of place. Like these, this was a meteor site. This was too. And the reason why you want to look around those is for titanium, which isn't exactly limited, but isn't super common either. You can mine for it later, and it does spawn in certain parts of the map, but you do have to find those spots. And I've played this map before. I have a good idea of where they are. But I'm not going to do that in this first video because I feel like that sort of thing is something that people that are just looking at the game should explore for themselves. So I'm just basically showing how to make some stuff. So this is how you make an addition to your base. So as you can see that, if you want to tear stuff down and move it like this, bam, you can just move it like that. Like the game has like instant build up and tear down, which is really nice. But yeah, that's basically what you do, is you go around, you collect resources, you build machines, and you go explore the world. And it changes as you go through the terraformation levels. Like, there's no atmosphere right now. So that's the first thing you do, is give it an atmosphere enough to basically hold on to light properly. Because otherwise it's like the moon. Light only works in a direct line, so it's very dark most of the time unless the sun's up. Oh, here was some stuff. I guess the meteor landed right here. But yeah, one of the things you can do is you can slap down little temporary bases that you can just jump inside of to refresh here. If you want to mine out an area early on, just slap down a little building and go exploring. But yeah, our goals right now are basically all the iron and titanium we can see, because that will allow us to expand our network. And there's other good reasons for clearing out a place around your normal base, in that eventually you'll want to start calling down meteors and stuff, and the less stuff that's embedded on the ground, the more obviously the stuff that you've summoned will show up for you. So it gets rid of a lot of the visual clutter. And the way that most of the terraformation index works is essentially the three values multiply with each other. So while the progress looks pretty slow here, that is largely, one, because of the multiplier I did, and two, because I only have one of each of these and they're the basic level. So you need more iridium to solve one of those, and you need more plants for the other. So right now our only source of plants is to find treasure chests. I guess they're called storage chests, but they're just those blue things here and there all over the place. You just got to explore the world basically, and you'll find them like scavenged here and there for you to pick up. But yeah, my goals for this playthrough is to explore the new content that was dropped in, because there were several updates since the last time I played through this planet. And I'm very interested to see what they've added in. And yes, I see this. And if you ever make something too high like this, you can add a stair to it without much trouble. But you might have to clear something in the way if you do that. As you can see, not a problem. You can always slap down a storage crate if you need space. Let's see what we got. So fabric you always want. Fabric is a rare commodity early on. And it's used for a lot of upgrades. Yeah, don't be afraid to make little storage places like this and just absolutely toss all of your loot in it and then just keep going to town. Because what you can do is come back and sort your way through whatever you found. See, we got a new message. We don't have a receiver to read messages though, currently, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Our landing pod was in this crater over here. Right over here. Oh, we found another meteor impact point. There's the aluminum. Oh, it was aluminum, not titanium. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a hot minute, which is part of why I wanted to play it again, too. Because, like, this is a game I love to come back to. But this Lerma seed we can use to make some more oxygen. But yeah, we're gonna clean that out. I don't think, yeah, there's no, yeah, like I said, you can't actually see any messages until you actually build a receiving network. And that's just not where my resources are at currently. I'm gonna start moving back some of what we got and start building more terraformation stuff. But yeah, we got that message for reaching 100 on the terraformation meteor. We got a new blueprint for more oxygen upgrades. And that will be quite welcome, actually. So let's see if I got an ice in here. Don't currently, but there is ice here, there, and everywhere. Should probably eat a little food. So the first real struggle in the game is actually getting an adequate food supply. And the only way to solve that is to go through the tech tree. Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna explore out in a direction and pick up the iron and stuff and then return. That's all the iron and titanium you make can be used for expanding. And expanding only costs your resources, and you can take it down as easily as building it up. So there's no amount of expanding you can't do and undo. It's just an easy way to store resources without having to build storage. Yep, as you can see, we're just gonna keep moving out. And there's no amount of storage that you have to worry about early on. So let's see what we'd need for our oxygen upgrade. And even this one. Titanium, silicone, and magnesium. That's easy peasy. Yeah, so if we take out one of these, now we've got extra slots, and that's what the skeleton does for you. So we need 2 magnesium. Was that right? It was. So this is just going to upgrade us to have a bigger oxygen supply out there. So that's what lets you go out farther. And I really love the other ones. Like, I'm gonna guess that's one of the other planet moons, actually. So I understand that some of the places I've never been to are the moons they added to this place, which you can only reach after you finish terraforming. So that is certainly something I'm interested in checking out. Yep, we got another plant, another aluminum, food. And we can't really afford to clear that. But we took the good stuff out, and we're gonna mosey back with what we got. We can slap that in another little grow pod. And we're probably getting close to some T2 versions of the basic terraformation things. Like, they tell you to get to 175,000, but you actually have to work for that even at the beginning of any game. Did I make one? You know, ice is something that I should have extra of, so... start grabbing ice. Because ice is used to make a lot of the oxygen and plant stuff later anyway. So you don't need tons of it, but you do need some of it. Ma'am, more oxygen. Yeah, we can't really build a lot of the other ones, but we can go absolutely to town on drills for a bit. And there's no real downside of doing it, because you can tear them down just as easily as you build them. This is also a really great game to play with friends, but I kind of like the solitude of solo play as well. So this right here is actually a wrecked ship. So there's an entrance to it and an exit. Well, it's the same both places actually, I said that weirdly. So the entrance is actually on the other side. So it's actually really possible to build a shelter like this, tear it down and carry it with you. Now you can't properly explore the insides of these until you make a torch. So this is what the entrance to one of these might look like. And my recommendation is to build a little place outside of it. Anyway, and make sure you put a little storage in here. And we'll be back for that. I was kind of going far enough to get to some more treasure chests. Like here's a natural source of aluminum, for instance. Like this mountainous area, we found a place where it spawns. And we've got a water on us, we don't have to worry too much about that. Now uranium doesn't do a lot for us currently. We don't really have any machines or anything that needs it, but we can still bring it back to our base. And we can actually build that flashlight. So I might take you to the inside of this little wrecked area and we can take a look at it. It is a little easy to get turned around though, so if you might want to start having good landmarks to get to places. But like I'm not going to show you any of like the hidden stuff, like I said, in this game showcase, but this one is visible from here. So I wanted to kind of show off what was going on over there. But yeah, we're gonna drop off the rare supplies. Then we can get a bigger backpack and we can make a torch. Silicone into magnesium. Bam. As it says, you press F to toggle that. It's not really useful to keep on all the time in my opinion. You'll definitely regret that, I think. And a titanium. we got windows. So windows are really cheap, by the way. They're an iron and a cobalt, and I'll show you what these look like. Let's say you wanted to see what was going on, and now you can look outside. You can tear it down just like before, like anything else, so. It's great for getting a little view outside if you don't want to just have the sterile walls. I mean, you can go as wild with it as you want or not, because the game lets you do whatever you want to. But we are gonna want some water, and we are gonna go out there. And we're going to explore that area over there. Now that we've got a bigger backpack and not. So if you want your flashlight, it's not very bright outside, but it will help us inside of a dark area. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick up iron because that's always useful. And if I just end up dropping it in that building, that's fine because we know where it is. We can just take a trip and bring it back. We don't have to go scavenging the ground to find it. And just like the treasure chests, anything that's in, there's going to be a lot of treasure chests in here as well, but it's all instance loot, like I said, so it's going to depend on your tech level as to what you find in the treasure chests. Although anything that's spawned out naturally will not be randomized. But this right here, you can tear down with this in the future. You need to get a higher level. So just remember that there's always resources to come back to in these places, but this beam you can tear apart. It's blocking your way. This door, I think, opens up later when you get the power on. And you don't have to worry about power yet, but eventually you might be able to. So this treasure chest doesn't have anything that exciting, but it does have a free food. This one has seeds and an iridium, some seeds for our food. The other stuff is all stuff we can get elsewhere. We'll probably get it later too. We're gonna try to pull out things that are unique first, in my opinion. That's usually what I prioritize. Just watch your oxygen and don't get caught up. And things like this heater, are gonna have iridium in there too. So you'll find stuff you can take apart, basically. And not just in treasure chests. So keep an eye out for things that are just mantleable too. So I usually start making a chest that has all the good stuff in it, and that's usually how I organize. And then other chests that just have everything else. But there could be stuff on beds, there could be messages here and there on computer terminals. Just keep an eye out. This right here is these little boxes are actually blueprint ones, and I'll show you what to do with that when I get to a place that you can build, because you can't actually build out here. But I also recommend taking apart any treasure chest that you find, so you won't think that there's something there later. But that's an option. You don't got to do it, you know. You can do it as you go, or you can prioritize loot, come back to it. Depends on how thorough you're feeling at the moment. The wrecks aren't going to go anywhere. You can take your time. So we got a whole bunch of seeds, so we'll be able to really expand what we got going on. So blueprints go with this blueprint screen. Do we got silicone? We do. So you can slap this on top, go inside of it, and it gives you a little tutorial for it, which we don't really need. And you go here to decode a blueprint, and you'll learn something new you can build. This will also tell you when you will unlock things. And like oxygen right here is gotten from building like those plant machines. Heat is from those heaters, of course, and pressure is from all your drills. And they all unlock improvements to what you got going on, so. But you don't have to worry about missing things. Like, this game doesn't let you miss stuff as long as you just keep progressing. Now, there's hardcore mode options that I didn't really delve into. You could totally have like one life and then it's over. That is a way to play. I don't think I would enjoy that. Like, here's another message we got for reaching 500 terraformation index. We can't read those, like I said, until we get a little further. Got another blueprint. And yeah, I think we've reached the end of where we can get to in this little wreck for now. We almost pulled out everything inside of it. So I guess we might as well get in there and clean it up. We can decode this right here. And this time we unlocked a mining speed upgrade if we want to build it. And almost all of those are built through that crafting machine we had back at the start, at our original little base. But we might not have all the materials needed. We'll have to look at it. I know a lot of those upgrades use the fabrics. So fabrics aren't one we can make early on, so you do want to be on the lookout for fabric as you go through treasure chests. But we got a lot of good stuff out of this one. Let's clear out what we got and start prioritizing. Okay, so I tend to focus on things we can't make and seeds that we'll need, at least on the first pass. Now we actually don't have a use for aluminum immediately. We actually can't even use these seeds right away because we aren't far enough tech level. I guess we can't use uranium either. Let's focus on these other seeds, because we can make stuff from these. If we have any extra space, then we can start grabbing the good stuff that we couldn't otherwise hold. That's probably fine. And yeah, and then it's just a matter of going back and forth to bring anything you need. So one of the first things I tend to prioritize are those agility boots that we unlocked, because those just increase how quickly you move in general. And of course, moving faster makes it safer to get from place to place with your oxygen supply. Okay, so what do we got going on here? We got more aluminum somewhere over here. Yeah, so as you saw, this takes 2 fabric, so. But now we'll be faster. How much faster? 15% faster. That's noticeable. Mining speed isn't bad, but we are gonna have a bit of a crunch in how many modules we can have for a bit. kind of the little meteor shower happening. So we can kind of let that happen for a second. Okay, so we should probably make a power. That's gonna be silicone, magnesium, you just have to keep track of that. And you can see how much power these are going to take. Just before you ran out. Iron, cobalt, and silicon. So these ones I like to actually stick on these like entryway points. I feel like they're too in the way out, like they're not noticeable enough, and there's not really much you can build in these. There's like a single sweet spot you can attach these to. Alright, so we're gonna need an iron. So first of all, let's figure out how many of these we actually have. We are just gonna definitely move them to the back here. Get them out of our breathing room. So we got 5 iridium on us. That means we also need to have 5 silicone and 5 iron. Yep, that's not surprising actually. And then the solution for that is just go outside and make more power. We already had those in our hands, so we might as well have sorted it. So our power is pretty much just all of our iron, and we actually don't have more iron on us, but do not fear, we can solve that. We left an absolute butt tone over here, so we can go grab that. We were gonna want to bring back materials anyway. And having the power off isn't too detrimental. It just means that your machines aren't working for a second. And the game will keep sending you messages like, oh no, your power's out. What will happen? So tragic. But yeah, as you can see, iron is not a problem. And you could actually build power anywhere you want to in the world, and it works everywhere. So you could build power anywhere, but I like to put it somewhere that I can upgrade it easily. So I don't like to go too far away to chase things down, in case I want to make like something aesthetically nice later. You can actually build really far away. Like, I don't have to go closer to it. And these ones are gonna all get torn down, so I don't have to make it look that nice right now. Alright, so the next thing is these right here. So what do these take? Iron, ice and magnesium. Yeah, so we're actually still gonna be low on iron. So we're gonna end up making another trip out. But we have all of these plant seeds to make more, so we need at least 8 more iron. And a bunch of ice and more magnesium. And also it's gonna need more power as well. Like, we did put down quite a bit of power, so there's that at least. But like, we can come over here and just gather up more iron, more of everything. You just need more of everything in this game. So I guess that's my best advice, is just keep moving, keep expanding, keep exploring, and you might get through. That's our third message we can't actually access currently. It's fine. This means when we actually build a satellite thing, we'll have like 5 or 6 messages to read. There we go. That's actually was perfect because we just filled up right as we were running low on oxygen. Alright, so now we can start building some of these. And these will actually get replaced too. Like, as soon as you get like the next tier up, that's the right moment to start upgrading stuff. Even because it's like I don't have any of them to show you the difference, but it's pretty much like a 10, usually a magnitude increase in how good they are. Like, it'll go from giving you like 1 oxygen to immediately like 11 or something like that. And now that we have so many more of these going, like, our index is going to start rising up pretty quick. And Lerma seeds are pretty worthless, to be honest. Like, they're not the worst, but you usually get so many other seeds that they're the last thing you want to put in there. But that doesn't mean we're not going to, because we need to build as many as we can. Do I have more water? Let's go actually get more materials over here. We left a bunch of stuff, might as well consolidate it. And magnesium was something we were looking for, so we'll bring some back. You don't need to go too wild with it, but... then as you simplify things down, just delete the storage as you go. Alright, so we wanted magnesium, we wanted this. And the other stuff can just kind of stay there for now. Oh. So this right here was actually a meteor at one point. So we're gonna come back for those resources in a second. If you wait long enough, they despawn. But you do have like 20 to 30 minutes, so you don't have to really run per se. Because like the last meteor storm was a while ago and those are still sitting around. Yeah, we're gonna go grab those. I remember that they were right there. And the reason why I like to kind of prioritize those is because they despawn. That's all. That's the simplest answer. We don't really control when these happen. So get them when you can. The game likes to prioritize like a certain distance from where you're at, so that's an upgrade to our power. Like it's still T1, but T1 solar is just the next step better. So this one has 1.2 power. This one is 6.5, so that's a 5 times increase. It also costs 3 more materials. So decide for yourself if that's important. There's nothing stopping you from building just an infinite number of those other ones, but you're gonna be building a lot of them. Yep, we cleaned that up, grabbed a few more things, and we will mosey back. And look at that. So that's technically not an upgrade, so like I don't usually worry about power until I need power. That's usually my philosophy on that. So all of this will get expanded. Yeah, so now we have a little bit of window space. If we wanted to, we could build a blueprint screen and get an idea of when we can unlock certain things. So we got a backpack upgrade coming, for instance. We got a level 2 veggie tube would be good. Level 2 drill is also really good. This right here, this food grower is very important. So you just need all the oxygen you can get there. For that, you just got to keep expanding. We do have a nice little food surplus for now, though, so you don't have to worry too much about it. But yeah, let's take all of our iron in this. I'm just gonna go crazy out there with drills. But yeah, this has been the start of our game showcase. And the only thing that's different from a standard playthrough is you just need a lot more machines to actually get a lot of progress, so yeah. I enjoy playing at a slower pace, and maybe others will too, but this has been Zimnala, and yeah, y'all take care now, and I'll see ya in the next adventure. Bye-bye for now.